I decided to add some ears because we have saved money, we've booked a hotel, and now we're getting tickets and dining, and so we're getting close, so I gotta put ears on. Yeah, so let's talk about tickets and dining today. Alright guys, so when it comes to Disney tickets, there are not a lot of discounts, but there are a few. You can buy tickets through Undercover Tourists, and I'll link that down below. And I want to say it would have saved me about $200. I actually opted to not buy them that way. I bought them through Disney World for other reasons, but there are lots of people who buy from Undercover Tourists. They have not had any problems. They really like them. I will most likely be purchasing some tickets on there for some family members coming up here in the near future because I need quite a few tickets, so the bigger the savings, the better. But that is probably going to be your biggest discount on tickets is if you were to buy through Undercover Tourists. Now, if you're using a bunch of gift cards to Disney, they won't accept Disney gift cards. So you'll want to go ahead and buy through Walt Disney World. I think that's actually part of the reason I did ours through Disney is I had gift cards to use and some Disney credit, and it worked better for me to use gift cards than to cash pay and with the discount. But I also wanted to add a dining plan. But that's a whole other story. All right, let's start back. So Undercover Tourist is a good place to get a discount on tickets. Another thing you can do is buy gift cards at Target with your Target card. That'll give you 5% off, and then so you get basically 5% off of the amount of gift card that you purchased. So that's not a huge savings, but it is a little bit. I think like on a normal ticket, it ends up being like maybe $10 or something like that you would save for like a week's ticket for one person. It's not a huge savings, but it adds up and it is a savings. So that is something else you can do. But those are about the best deals I can find. Sam's Club sells them, but no matter how I work that, I couldn't make that be a better deal. Buying them through Undercover Tourists or just using my gift cards was a better deal. But Sam's Club does sell them, so that's something to look at. Sam's Club also sells Disney gift cards, which you could purchase and then use to buy tickets from Disney World, which would be a discount as well. So just make sure you look at all of those options and see what's going to work best for what you're doing. I know it's a lot to think through. I keep lists of different ways that I'm doing it and seeing which one is the biggest savings and which one's worth the hassle, because sometimes this might be a big savings but it's a big hassle and I'm like, it's not worth the $20 savings to me to spend all that time. Where you want the ears?
Behind my ear. Mom.
There. How's that?
Mom, my ear there.
Yeah, you have ears. All right, sorry guys. Okay, so you also can get the dining plan. I probably should have mentioned this on the other video, but if you are renting through DVC, you can still get a dining plan, but the DVC owner has to add it for you. So you will not be eligible for any free dining or any kind of dining promotions they're running. You just have to pay the cash price for dining, which if you're staying like in a deluxe, you're still probably saving quite a bit of money paying cash for the dining and getting a deluxe room at the rate that they offer. And you don't have to get a dining plan at all if you don't want one. We personally are big dining plan fans, and if you've looked into this at all, you probably have seen it's a pretty big debate on if you should get dining or not get dining. But for us, I went through every restaurant we wanted to eat at. I went ahead and added up how much it would be to eat there, you know, kind of guessing what we would probably pick to eat. And we are saving a ton of money with the dining plan. We like to do a lot of character dining because our kids are little, and so just doing one character dining pays for like half that dining plan. So it ends up being a really good deal for us because we can eat pretty much anywhere we want, order anything we want, and really not have to worry about it. We also really like that it's paid up front. So when we get to the parks, we know our trip is already paid for. We're not racking up a bill we're gonna have to worry about when we get home. It's all paid for, it's done, and we just enjoy. I also like not having to be stingy with, no, you can't order that, or no, you need to do this, or let's share this, or I can just be like, get what you want. We're here, just do it. Because I know it's done and it's paid for. But I did actually run the numbers, and I did it dining plan versus no dining plan, and dining plan did save us a lot of money. Now, that being said, we have, you know, other trips. Our second trip we're taking, I do not have a dining plan for, and the reason is we will not be staying on property. If you are not on property, I don't believe you can get a dining plan as far as I understand. So we will be cash paying for all our meals that trip, so we will probably not do any character dining and just do all quick service to keep the cost down, because I don't want to pay a fortune. Although I take that back, I actually do have reservations for one sit down, but it's not character. So we're doing one sit down, and the rest we'll do quick service and maybe even eat some in our room. But we really like to eat out when we're vacationing. I don't like cooking, so that's part of fun and vacation for me, is not having to be the one that prepares the food. So that's an important part of vacation to me. I know there are some people who even take crock pots, because in the DVC hotels, you have full kitchens. So they'll take a crock pot and have dinner cooking while they're at the park and then come home to dinner. And if you like to cook and that's not like a challenge for you, I mean, that's a really good way to save for food, is just cook your own food and stuff, because you have a full kitchen at your disposal. But the thought of having to do that, to me, just sounds miserable. I don't want to cook on vacation. Not my thing. But find what works for you. So, you know, take all of that in consideration. Do I want to make food myself? Do I have the capability of making food ourselves? Can we pack sandwiches? Do I want to eat at character meals? Do I want to do sit-down restaurants? Do we only want quick service? And how long are you going to be there? Because that also makes a difference. Another thing with our non-dining plan is we're only going to be there like 2.5 days. And so for the 2.5 days, it didn't seem like it was worth it for where we were going to eat to do the dining plan. But when we're there for a whole week, it was worth it. I think the breakdown was, it was like $70 a person per day for the week. And that sounds like a lot, but we can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner off of that. So it's really not, if you're thinking of eating out, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we don't eat out every single breakfast, but we like to use our snack credits to grab maybe something quick for breakfast. And then I usually have breakfast bars or something like that, granola bars, you know, in the room, because a lot of times when my kids get up, they don't want to wait to eat. They want food right then and there. So that way I have something for them to kind of like eat while we're getting dressed and ready to go. And then my husband and me are just not huge breakfast people, so we don't need a whole lot for breakfast. But so yeah, just look at where you want to eat, and you can find the prices of all that stuff online to figure out if it would be a savings or not for you to have that. You also, as an annual pass holder, you get discount on eating. There's a small discount if you're a Disney Visa holder at some of the restaurants. And then DVC owners also get discounts, but I'm assuming if you're watching these videos, you're probably not a DVC owner. So there are other ways to get discounts. They also have a service that's available to annual pass holders, Florida residents, and DVC owners, called Tables in Wonderland. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's not really like a dining plan. You purchase it, and then it gives you a percentage off all of your food at the Disney parks. And I've heard from people who go a lot that it saves them good money. I briefly looked into it for us, and it wouldn't really work for us and what I'm wanting to do. So I did not purchase Tables in Wonderland myself. But that doesn't mean it's not a good deal. It just, from what I could see, it wasn't going to be a good deal for us. The dining plan was a much better deal for us, and then the next trip we go, we'll just cash pay. And then the third trip that we are having, we're taking a bunch of family. It's going to be a big family trip, so I believe we're going to do dining plan again, because it just seemed like the simplest way to have it all paid for and ready. And then it's also included, you know, in our room and ticket. I'm doing a lot of packages. So it ended up being the best deal for me at this point. Now, that trip is a year away. So things could change with that, because I'm always on the lookout for deals and stuff. Like I had, last trip I went to Disney World, I did not have us a dining plan. But then they started running a free dining during the same time we were going. So I called and added it. And we ended up having a dining plan, only we didn't pay for it. It was free. So you just got to keep watching for discounts, because you never know what you could add. And I do know Disney is actually running some free dining right now, but you need to book pretty soon to get that. And it's a very small. It was like just a few select days. But those might work for you. So take that into account. All right, so if you remember back to the first video I did in this series, I talked about all the gift cards. Now, you can use those gift cards, you know, to pay for your package to Disney. You can use to pay for tickets, anything. But say you have gift cards left over or extra ones you've been saving, you can use those to buy your food as dining. So if you have a bunch of gift cards, then that might be a better way to go too than the dining plan, because you can just use your gift cards to pay for it. But since you can add that dining into your package, I mean, you kind of can do that too. There's just so many different ways you can do all this. I'm trying to just make you kind of aware of all your different options, and then sit down, make out a bunch of different lists of your different options and figure out which is the best for you. And a travel agent can help with a lot of this. If you guys need help, I'm always willing to help. I would love to help you guys plan your trips. So you can always reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. I don't know if travel agents book off property or not. I've never looked into that. Do you guys know? Or if they only do on property. I don't know. All right. Anyway, I hope this video was not like crazy jumpy and hard to follow. In the middle of this video, my little one got into our magic bands for our upcoming trip and strung them all over the house. She was in my sight, and apparently I just didn't realize that's what she was doing. So I had to stop the video and go collect all of those, because, you know, those are our tickets, our room key, everything. I'm like, oh, yay, we're losing everything. So yeah, I had to go regather all those, which kind of made me lose my train of thought. But yeah, thank you guys for sticking with me if you're still here. Be sure to check out the other 2 videos I've done in this mini series if you haven't watched them. And I have, I believe, one more video coming up for this mini series that'll kind of take everything I've talked about and kind of be more like, okay, let's sit down and let's plan a trip. And that will conclude this little mini series of planning for Disney with ways to save or a discount or whatever you want to call it. But be sure to comment below if you know any good tips that I haven't been listing, or if you have any questions, and I will see you all soon. Bye.